Hey, everybody, welcome to Breakfast All Day. Christy and Alonso in theaters and on Showtime today is the latest film from A24, premiered at Cannes last year, just screened at Sundance, and is now available to you, and that is Kogonada's After Yang.
Come on, Yang. What are you doing? Come on.
After Yang is this incredibly beautiful sci-fi drama. It takes place in the near future. It is about a family. Colin Farrell. It's Colin Farrell week between this and the Batman. You can actually tell this is Colin Farrell, though. Colin Farrell and Jodie Turner-Smith are a married couple living in the near future. They have a little girl, a young Chinese girl that they adopted several years ago, played by Malea Tjandrawidjaja. And they have gotten for her an older sibling who is also of Chinese descent, but he's a robot, or what they call a techno-sapien.
Yes.
And he's played by Justin H. Min. And so it's about what happens when all of a sudden this crucial member of their family, he's not just a device, it's not like an iPod or something, it's a person, sort of stops working, just kind of shuts down. And it's how they deal with that. And it's really more about the nature of memory and connectedness and love. And it explores the notion that so much interesting sci-fi does about, can machines love? Can AI feel? And we saw that in like Blade Runner and Her. This reminds me a lot of Her, in that it is a grounded and recognizable kind of suburbia. Their house is this really cool, like mid-century modern home. And, they have neighbors and they have friends, and they do this awesome thing that you'll see in the opening credits, which you may have seen on Twitter. If you follow A24 on Twitter, they posted the title sequence is just this electrifying dance sequence. It is so fun and so infectious. And it sort of sets the tone for here's how people interact with each other in the future. And it's recognizable as like a family fun game, but also there's something kind of different and unsettling about it. So it's about how they interact with each other in the midst of this great flux. And Kogonada does here what he did with Columbus. And I don't know how he pulls this off, but the tone is simultaneously kind of light and ethereal and also deeply emotionally profound about the nature of the way people connect with each other or don't. And yet the look of it, Benjamin Loeb shot this, who also shot Mandy, the gory, gnarly Nicolas Cage Mandy, as well as Pieces of a Woman. And the look of the film kind of reminds me a bit of what is going on in the Batman, in that it's this really interesting combination of like, it's light and kind of gauzy and kind of dreamlike, but there's also substance to it. There's like an otherness to it, but a recognizability about it. So I just really loved it, and it stuck with me emotionally for quite a bit afterward.
Yeah, it's a beautiful film. I think Kogonada kind of operates in that sort of Ozu mode where it's like, it's very personal and very subdued, but there are things happening between the pauses or lines that seem kind of, day to day, but are sort of loaded with this other portent that the actors are kind of bringing to it. And like, this is definitely the kind of movie that I think rewards, like really close attention. But yeah, this is the kind of sci-fi I like, where the world is fairly recognizable, but we've moved ahead just the tiniest bit, and we're sort of dealing with these quandaries that we are already facing and will be facing more as we head down the road. There's a whole kind of look to this world. It's very I'd say very Japanese influence, like the way that people dress, the fact that Colin Farrell like runs a tea shop. The most meals seem to be some version of ramen, which I'm fine with that. But yeah, it's really kind of haunting and subtle. I love the way that it's acted. This is a movie that I'm probably going to need to see at least one more time, I think, to fully unlock everywhere where it's going. But I like the places that it took me. I love that we're having like a Sarita Choudhury moment at the moment.
She's so good in it.
She's
Yes.
great in this. She was one of the best things about and just like that on HBO Max, the Sex and the City sequel. Criterion just announced they're putting out Mississippi Masala, so it's like, you know, lot of I'm glad she's getting her due, because I've always thought she was terrific. So yeah, this is really great, and I hope people check it out.
It's an interesting supporting cast. Besides Sarita Choudhury, Clifton Collins Jr.
Yep.
is in it. Haley Lou Richardson, who starred in Columbus, is in it. And it's a mystery, but it's not like a intensely churning kind of gaining momentum mystery. It's sort of like you sort of float along with it and you see where it's going. You're hooked always, and you're interested in who these people are to each other and what's really happening here. But there's like a gentle kind of tugging about it. I would say you're being gently tugged along to see what's going to happen next. There's a fantastic speech that Colin Farrell gives about tea. I want an entire movie just about Colin Farrell's tea shop.
Especially if it includes Colin Farrell's Werner Herzog impersonation.
Oh, that was good. Yes. Yes.
Which so, it turns out, I looked it up. There is a 2007 documentary called All in This Tea, and Werner Herzog is in it. And I think that's the movie that Colin Farrell is referencing. There's also a reference to a 2001 indie film called All About Lily Shoo Shoo, which is about a pop singer. And there's a scene that we return to over and over again where someone is wearing a Lily Shoo Shoo t-shirt.
Oh, yes. I wondered what that was. So thank you for clarifying. Yes. Yeah. So it's again, a movie you've got to watch again to get the details. I know it's playing on Showtime. If you feel comfortable going to a theater to see it, that would be lovely.
You want to really be subsumed in this, but you know, like turn off your phone, turn off the lights, you know, throw it up on Showtime, and you'll be it's still great, and you'll really dig it. I think.
This is not a movie that you want to like fold laundry to.
No,
this is a movie you want to submerge yourself in.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm saying 9.4. It's one of my favorites of the year. It's
wow. I'm realizing in this conversation that I went too low. So I'm going to say,
I win.
I'm going to say 8.2. So that brings us to an 8.8. It is absolutely, I think, a film I'll be thinking about for the rest of this year and beyond that. And yeah, you should check it out. So thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. A lot of amazing stuff going on over there. You get to watch these videos with no commercial interruption. You get extra content, including our TV recaps and other reviews. And yeah, it's really awesome. You should be a subscriber. Patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. We will be back on Tuesday with an update on news, because stuff's always happening. And we'll be, is that when we're talking about Barbed Wire?
We're going to review Barbed Wire. I've never seen Barbed Wire. And this episode of Pam and Tommy is the one where Barbed Wire comes out and they think it's going to catapult her to international greatness.
Spoiler, it did not. Yeah, so a lot of fun stuff coming up. So thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.